Reading 2. Items 38 to 45. 8 marks. Read the text. Then for each item, shade in the bubble next to the correct option. My name is Guillaume Balzac, and I live and work in Poitiers, a beautiful old city in central France. Every day I meet visitors from different countries, introduce them to Poitiers' famous sites, and answer all their questions about the city's past. However, since last year's nuclear disaster in Japan, they have started asking me some new questions about the huge nuclear power station, which lies just outside the city. I can tell from their questions that they, especially the Germans, are strongly against nuclear power. They seem to think that it is dangerous for the environment. However, personally, I think that nuclear power is not only the safest, but also the most efficient form of energy. Actually, I've never been inside the power station, but I know something about it from my father, who has been working there for 5 years. It is situated on the banks of the river Vienne, 15 kilometers southeast of Poitiers. It is one of France's most modern plants, designed for a total power output of 1,495 megawatts. Actually, it has had an excellent safety record, with no accidents at all, since it began operations in 2002. I know that some of my countrymen have similar fears to the Germans, who have in recent years started phasing out nuclear power stations altogether. However, 2/3 of the French population still favor nuclear energy, and I am one of those people. The fact is, it produces 1,000,000 times more energy as compared to hydro or wind energy, and a single kilogram of uranium can produce as much energy as 20,000 barrels of oil. Today, approximately 16% of the world's electricity comes from nuclear power stations. Like Japan, France lacks natural resources, such as oil, which is why these two countries lead the world in nuclear energy. 48% of Japan's electricity comes from nuclear energy, while in France, the figure is a massive 78%. All this power comes from our 58 reactors, mostly located on the coast or near rivers. Nuclear energy is very expensive, but due to our very heavy investment, we are able to satisfy all our energy needs, and can even export 18% of our total production to Italy, Belgium, and would you believe it, Germany. Another point is that nuclear reactors provide emission-free energy. My father tells me that nuclear fission produces virtually no greenhouse gas emissions, unlike the bumming of fossil fuels, such as coal and oil. According to recent estimates, our use of nuclear energy has enabled us to lower our carbon emissions by more than 80% over the past 30 years. At present, these stand at only 10% of those in Germany. Of course, even though I don't really like all these questions, I always remain patient and avoid getting into any arguments. Being polite is part of my job. 38. Guillaume works as a tourist guide, an architect, a journalist. 39. Poitiers is city, an industrial, a coastal, a historic. 40. Its station was opened last year, 5 years ago, 11 years ago. 41. Nuclear energy is now an issue because of an accident at a power station. 42. Guillaume knows about nuclear energy from the internet, his studies, his father. 43. At present, France has nuclear power stations. 48. 58. 78. 44. Using nuclear power also reduces the country's tax bills, carbon emissions, energy costs. 45. He is especially annoyed by criticism from people, Japanese, German, local,